Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Are you okay? In your neck of the woods? What up? What up? Manners and respect, man. Hey your girl, Debbie from Yard. Welcome you all to the Jamaican kitchen. Welcome once more. It is the Jamaican cooking journey. If you're new right on over here, special welcome. Happy holidays. Those of you who were there with me from the beginning and you're still here, manners and respect, and also happy holidays. On today's episode of the Jamaican cooking journey, we are going to be doing for you today the real old-time, long-time Jamaican cornmeal porridge. We're going to be doing cornmeal porridge. I have one single one up, and that has been way outdated. I'll also leave the link for you to go and see how I prepared that one. It's in depth as all my other videos. Now, in that one, I had used a little flour with the cornmeal. Quite a few people asked when they watched it, why did I use flour? I used a little flour because back in the days, I would see my mother do just that. I was not at the age that I could ask. I don't remember, why did you put flour, Mom? I really don't remember if I'd asked her. But as I grow into this cooking, I realized that when you put a little flour, it becomes less, it's less easier. What is it? It becomes watery easier. So okay, my girl, okay. So, sometimes you make your porridge and you leave it, and then some people don't know how to cover it too and to leave a little part. When you use it with the flour, it's not easy to become watery. But this today, I'm going to be doing this with just cornmeal, because it can be done with cornmeal, because the cornmeal has enough in there to bind it. So the very first thing I'm going to be showing you right on over here, I've got my pot. I'm not going to be making a lot. So I have in here about 5 cinnamon leaves. And remember, family, you're not put green cinnamon leaf in other something them. If it is that you've got to put green cinnamon leaf, do not put a lot, because it's going to make your porridge bitter. Okay? These things were meant to be dried and to use hot water to pull the spices out of them. So I'm going to get my flame up right on over here. And I'm going to get it up to about medium or a little more. I've got here 1 nutmeg, and my nutmeg is shaking. I hope you can hear that. I forgot to get a microphone. I have 1 nutmeg, really nice, that when it is shaking, tells you that the nutmeg is to perfection. The nutmeg ready. If it's not shaking, most of the times when it's not shaking, you stand a chance of getting a bad nut on the inside, okay? So remember, I did show you nutmeg, the mace of the nutmeg has a lovely flavor. And of course, I have little water where I can rinse. So I'm going to rinse this nutmeg mace, and I'm going to put it right in here with my dried cinnamon leaves, dried nutmeg mace. Not the green nutmeg mace. I told you it will be extremely bitter. Not the green cinnamon leaf. If you have got to use the green cinnamon leaf, use a small amount. Green nutmeg mace, that means that the nutmeg not ready. It's not to perfection. So right here, there is my nut. I took off my mace. That's the covering over the nut. You see, this is a cornmeal porridge video, and it's also another teaching video. That's how we do it, right on the Jamaican cooking journey. I've removed the mace, yes, and it gives a beautiful flavor for the porridge. So what is going to be happening there now, it's going to be leaving there to come to a boil, and as it comes to a boil, our spices will be ejected inside of that water. Or if I'm not ejected, camera girl writes the correct word. Them know what I mean. Diffused. Now, diffused, so to speak. Okay, so I've got right here now the nut. The mace is off. This is the outer part of the nutmeg. This is the shell. So me all time I don't do as I do, y'all. This is how we did it back in the days, because we all and we know we have got the remedy. We know what we are taught about. We have got the experience. This is no college or university experience. This is just time. This is just experience. Okay? Bam. Your nutmeg is good to go. You do it like that. The shell has been cracked. Don't do as I do. Crack it with something. Look at me here. We have got a beautiful nutmeg. Oh, nice nut. So we are going to leave it because we are going to grate some fresh nutmeg. This is what we call fresh nutmeg. When we grate it, this is what we call the fresh one. Different flavor altogether from the pre-packed grated one. Okay? So this is what we are going to be putting in our garbage. We don't need that for no reason. Now, whilst that is happening over there, I've got here some cornmeal, plain cornmeal. And what I'll be doing, I think I might have too much. So I think I'll be removing a little. I'm going to remove a little of my cornmeal and get right back to you. Okay, I've removed a little of my cornmeal. This is about 1 cup and 1/4. Now I'm going to be dissolving, not really dissolving, I'm going to be using some water to mix this cornmeal. I just want to get the cornmeal smooth. You cannot put this cornmeal in that hot water there. It is going to clump. The only time you do it like that is when you're trying to turn cornmeal, and you still have to bring it to a little thing. So look at me here. This, if you never made cornmeal porridge in your life, when this video is over, if you have watched from the beginning to the end, you will be able. Let's take a look what is happening right on over here. Yes, it's still right where it is. Bubbles are just coming out, so we have enough time. So look at me here. This is how you want the cornmeal. You don't want any more water for now because you will be adding it to this water. When you add it to this water, we'll be adding some coconut milk, but we have a special interval at which we'll be adding it. I also have evaporated milk, okay? So right on over here now, we are dissolving this in this little water. When you do it like this, it will not clump. You will handle yourself easy when you go to the water right on over there. Now, I have used cinnamon leaves and a nutmeg mace. If you are using powdered cinnamon, grated nutmeg powder, and all of that, at this point, you would add it into this and dissolve it in there. Okay, family? This is where you would add the powdered spices and dissolve it inside here. Whilst we wait on our water to come to a boil and to hit me with them where they again.
Diffuse.
And to get the spices diffused in the water. Let's go. Take a break. We'll soon come. Okay, we are back, family. And look at what is happening here. If you shoot them earlier, shoot them up. Our water has turned slightly brown. Slight brown color. This is showing you that the spices have been diffused in the water. Now, I will be moving the cinnamon leaves only. I'm trying to try my best to remove my cinnamons. Don't do this if you're a young cook. Do not do this, okay? You need experience to do it, to put your hand in there as I did to take back that. Now, I'll be leaving the mace in there. When I was a little girl, my mother would leave the mace in there. And whilst it cooks with the cornmeal, it would melt out soft, soft, soft. My daddy loved the taste of that nutmeg mace in the porridge. I just feel like I want some of the nutmeg mace cook out soft. And when you taste it in the porridge, you will know it is spicy, but there is a little bitterness at the end, telling you that you're not to use a lot in a small amount of it, okay? But the flavor is beautiful. Look at me here. Hot water is being prepared right on over there. Look at me here. You're getting your stove down right on now onto almost to low. You've got your flavored water right here. A flavored water, spiced water. Now you want to come be careful. This is going to hit the hot water. And as you go, just use your hands. Start to get real active right here and now. And that is why you want to turn down your flame. You don't want to have your flame hop. Put the camera up on me, camera girl. You don't want to have your flame too high when you're putting in this cornmeal, because it will just go down, becomes too thick when the hot water takes it, and just pop, 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 and you will be at risk to get burned. So you turn your flame down low and you continue to stir, and whilst you stir, you up your flame a little bit. Continue stirring at this point until it becomes smooth. If at the first you cook cornmeal and it looks like it's too thin, you have the ability right here, right now, to mix a little more and to put it in there. My flame is not high. Look at me here, camera girl, get right on in. I'm coming thick, and this is the coarse cornmeal that I'm using, lots of grain. I'm using this one because this will take me 30 minutes to be properly cooked from start to finish. I am not on a high flame, so see that my cornmeal is smooth. It's not lumpy, so you can get your flame up a little bit now. Don't cover, you have no need to cover. If it is popping, then you'll have to give a little cover, but you cover at an half mass like this in order not for it to pop, mess up, and also to burn you. So look at me here. So continue stirring in order not to clump. And when we return, I'll show you what is going to happen. Water is over there boiling, because if it gets too thick, we might need a little water. Me soon come. Okay, we are back, and we are still stirring. Still smooth, no lumps, looking really thick. I really did not add any water because I wanted you to see, looking really thick. And let me tell you, cornmeal differs. You have some more powdery, you have some more coarse. This is the coarse one, and all of that. You have some that are even smooth, like the white one, and all of that. So you have got to know what you're dealing with. But for me, this coarse one here, I cook it for half an hour to make sure it's okay. So look at me here. This is the consistency. This has been cooking for about 6 to 7 minutes now. So I'll give it another probably 8 to 10 minutes, and then I'll come back to you. That is when I'll be adding my coconut milk. I'll show you how the coconut milk will take it, what it will do with it. May soon come. Okay, we are back. You see that heat? This thing holds a lot of heat, family. Now what I want you to do is get your flame up a bit. Camera girl, you have to position yourself for the camera. It's going to be puffing, huffing and puffing. Now is the time. We have been about 8 minutes more, so we are like about 15 minutes in on cooking. Now is the time to get in your coconut milk. You could use the canned one. You notice I've been using the canned ones from the other day to show you that you can use it if you don't have the fresh one. But now, for me, definitely, if I didn't use this to show you, I'd be using some green, freshly squeezed coconut milk. Pour a little, not a lot, and this is thick. So you want to pour a little and let it be properly dissolved. Let's look at it while we dissolve it. This is also going to bring the porridge to a thinner consistency. Also, it will be adding one of the most beautiful flavor you could ever think of in cornmeal porridge. Okay, looking at it here, it is halfway dissolved and it's still too thick. We're going to add, so we are going to add it in thirds, this tin of coconut milk. Okay, look at me here. Continuously, and you can bring your flame up a little bit and you will see the creaminess. You will see the difference. We're going to stay right here as we dissolve this coconut milk into this cornmeal porridge to let you see what this coconut milk will do to it. Look at me as I stir, as it dissolves. Look at me, and you still see that you're seeing the grains in this porridge. So you know, so we have almost 15 to about 18 minutes left to go. Look at the consistency of the porridge right here. Remember, we have got evaporated milk to put. That is a little more, you know. So let us leave it at this point. I think we have enough coconut milk. So you would say you have used like 2/3 of a coconut milk in this, okay? All our future recipes will be on our website, which will be up and running by about the end of this week. Another 2 to 3 days and our website should be up and running with all the recipes. No more recipes in the description, you all. So you have to go to our website to get this and the future recipes. I think we're good at that because we're going to be adding the evaporated milk, which is a liquid. You are working on a perfect cornmeal porridge with a nice finish, good drinkable consistency. Must soon come. We are back, and you see our porridge there. A little huff and a little puff. They're not too big because we have turned down the flame. And if you look, the grains are not as old. They're just like melting away. We still have some nice thick consistency. So at this point, it's time to add your vanilla. Do not add your vanilla too early. You want to taste your vanilla flavor in your porridge when it's finished. Nobody add it too early because it will cook out. So at this point, you don't need more than about a teaspoon of good vanilla, tablespoon in this porridge. So you know, so me not measure nothing. So you go see my free and tablespoon. You don't want too much because it will turn the porridge bitter. With all of them all little spices, family, I want you to understand this. Too much spices in too much of a small amount of thing, it's going to be bitter. It's going to be a bitter finished end product, okay? Dissolve in your vanilla. Still have that nice consistency as the grains or as the granules of the cornmeal cooks and melts away, making sure that when you drink your porridge, it not taste grainy, okay? Now it is time to add a little freshly grated nutmeg. Let me go grate this and return. Freshly grated nutmeg, just a little bit. It's porridge, and it is going to be adding beautiful flavor and also going to create wonders for your porridge when you're drinking it. Some rigorous stirring on the heat, scraping around all these loose granules, making sure everybody is at the same level. It starts to stick in the bottom. You make sure when you're stirring, you are stirring and you're scraping. Make sure, hello, please, if you want to use a non-stick, use it with your plastic spoon and your wooden spoon. Do you, I am doing me, okay? If you look each time, you realize that the granules are being, them are break down. Cornmeal porridge, and you do it slow and you do it on the low. When we return, we'll be adding our final milk. Still won't be cooked. We'll have to cook it a little more, but me soon come. We are back and we have got our evaporated milk. This is the color. Look. You see? It is cooking away. Even though it is so low, the granules have broken down and there is enough space, there is enough room in there for the heat, so the bubbles are becoming bigger. And also, this rigorous stirring helps to dissolve the granules. So, we are on the lowest, not really the lowest, so let me get it down to a little bit. Remember, when you're adding liquid to other liquids like cold liquid, you make sure you bring your flame down. We're going to be adding about, slowly, a half can of this evaporated milk, and we are going to stir, dissolve it. Yes, a little, like, not too rigorous, but you need to put some pressure in this stirring to get it come together. Be careful because this thing can burn so bad, okay? You notice that the evaporated milk has also taken it to a different level. It has transformed it into a more creamy mixture. You are to know if at this point, this is what you require. If you like your cornmeal porridge this consistency, and I think this is my way too, you can go right now. If you want it less, then you would have to make sure you use less milk. So if you're looking at pop, then back in the days, thicker, you would have to use less milk, okay? Look at me here. We're going to give this probably 3 minutes the most. This is the perfect consistency. We'll be finishing off with some brown sugar. And look at me here. You want to taste now. You want to know if the grain ain't cook out. If you're a new cook and you don't know, you want to taste. It's fresh. There's no sugar. It doesn't have any sweetness to it. So you want to go now. And you just be cool. Make sure you cool it. It's ready. Almost. 3 minutes time and we'll return. Remember, we have not added salt. Salt does not give no flavor. That is my theory in cooking. It binds flavors. Therefore, the flavors from the coconut milk, also from the cinnamon leaf, the vanilla, and also the nutmeg mace, they're there. But them want something to carry them together, then they're all over the place. So when we come back, we'll do that with a little salt and we'll finish off. May soon come. Salt to taste, about half of a teaspoon or a little less. We're still on the low. Putting in that salt. Our final consistency. Drinkable porridge, yes. flame right off. And we have got right here some good old brown sugar. Use your sugar of choice. If you want to use some healthy something sweeten it, do your thing. If you're a diabetic, you might want to use your artificial sweetener or what you want. You're good up to the point where, if you're a diabetic, you're good up to the point where add the sugar. At that point, you add what you want. Because you know, so that way, you may put in if you're diabetic. That brown sugar, it's not good for you. Okay? So you do you at that point. Whilst you dissolve your sugar properly, you want to taste for your flavor. When you do you want to taste for your flavor. I'll be tasting for mine. Most of the times at this point, you would want a little more salt and a little more sugar. But let me taste for me. I think it's a little more sugar for me. Not necessarily, you know, just probably for some people. But nevertheless, I'm going to be, look at me here. I'm going to go get something to hold my pot. Let me see. I can't hold my pot whilst I pour it. This is not in no way a porridge bowl. It's a casserole. But I'm using it to show you. From my kitchen to yours. From my Jamaican kitchen to your family table, to your plate, and most of all to your stomach. It's this good old Jamaican cornmeal porridge. Please do enjoy. You can top that off with a little flax seed if you want to use the crushed one or the whole one. Me use the whole one, but actually mine is out. I'm going on the road. I'll just refill. Do you, not me. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed. When you subscribe, remember to hit the notification bell. Shoot them up, camera girl. Look at that heat that is coming out. Look at the granules of the cornmeal. Look at what is happening. You can top it off. You can put some tough crackers in it. Mix it up. That's a complete meal. Do you? If you have been wanting to do this for the longest time. Because look here. I know anybody can cook cornmeal porridge. You all know that. It's a treat. It's a delightful treat. The time is cold wherever you are. This will warm you. Make enough. Carry some in you carry cup or your thermos, go to work. And this will warm you right through. Remember to make sure that you're subscribed. Remember to hit the notification bell when you do. Thanks for the love. Thank you so much for the support. You have no idea how we thank you. You have no idea how we love when you click on our videos. All the information that you want to get onto us will be in the description. Remember, I said no more recipes in the description. We'll be posting them on our website. In a few days, it will be up and running. We'll tell you. Debbie from Donga Yard, bless, no stress.